Hello, welcome everybody. Susday Tripsaw. Great to have you here. Whether you're joining the live or coming in on a replay, that's all right. I think you'll enjoy the conversation anyway. We got one eyeball. Hello. I'd love it if you want to say hello in the chat. But if you just want to kind of browse, that's okay. So normally, every Tuesday night I do my live, and we just chit chat about whatever. Usually, I have a topic, um, and tonight I don't have any topic because I met somebody yesterday, and I told them that tomorrow I do a live, and I was thinking it was Monday, right? So like tomorrow, Tuesday, but it was Tuesday. So just in case this new person wants to join, hey, Chalet, c'est moi. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm horrible at French, except for crêpe jambon fromage. I can say that. And café au lait. Anyway, um, so yes, uh, I'm doing a bonus live this week, and I went ahead and I plugged in my backup drive so that I could find maybe some pictures. Like, so if we're not really talking about anything yet, we can just go over some pictures, you know. But we can definitely talk about anything. So I think I'm gonna do the share the screen like this. Um, and entire screen. I think I'm just going to have to do entire screen. This one. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I picked like where I am, on the top or on the bottom or whatever. I picked an option that I hadn't tried before. This could work good for what we're going to do. So what happens if I go like that? Oh, no, maybe it's not going to work so well. If I do that, can you see these pictures? Oh, okay. Yeah, you can. If it's like that, you can see, right? Do you see me twice? Probably. How are we going to do this? Oh, but if it's like that, then I can't see the comments. Oh, please text Maple. That'd be great. Um, I wonder. Let me try. Let me try something. Remove that. Stop sharing the screen. Yeah, stop that. And video file, extra camera slides. I'm just wondering. Oh no, slides are just Google Slides, PowerPoint, and PDF. Darn, or we can just talk about something. If it's not going to work. Oh, well, let me try a different option. If I share the screen like that, let's try this option. The only way, I have to show the entire screen. Okay. Now, if I'm down there like that, then I we're playing. How's that look, Chalet? Does that work like that? I mean, I think you guys can see my chat too, but that's okay. I mean, can you see the pic? Okay, if it's like this, it's great. Okay, okay. We'll go with whatever this looks like. Okay. So, well, this is an oil rig, maybe in Oklahoma. That kind of looks like Oklahoma, yeah. I've driven cross country several times from coast to coast of the United States. Make sure we're clear which country we're talking about. So these are just some of the pictures. Very clear. Good, good. Um, so let's see. Oh yeah, perfect. Now this I remember was in Washington, D.C. It was just parked on display, in the Washington Mall. I think it's an example of a truck in from India for some reason. I don't know, but the amount of work, both wood carving and metal work and painting, I thought was just absolutely amazing. So, yeah, I took a picture of it. And okay, this was in Cedar City, Utah. You'll notice the man on the ground, out not sitting in the trampoline, has a pair of tongs. This is at his house. He offered to do a Dutch oven barbecue during the Thunderbird International Film Festival, of which I was the director, founder, and director. And all of these are people that had attended, many from out of state or even other countries, came to our film festival. And so this was just one of the extracurricular type things. When you're not watching a movie, we, had a barbecue, a big barbecue. Uh, that's a strong trampoline. Oh, you used to go to a lot of car shows? I've been to a few car shows. I wouldn't say a lot. Um, oh, I find this absolutely beautiful. I wish I could remember this. These foothills look very much like the California foothills, where I grew up. This particular spot, I don't know. It could actually be another part of the country. I don't know, but it could be anywhere in the Central Valley of California, um, like near Bakersfield, or and anywhere. But these foothills like this is the area where I grew up, and this would be summertime. Um, were the white snake girl you were that girl. Oh, what? Are you talking about White Snake the band? Is there a video or something? Or here I'm in the middle. I don't know if you can see my mouse. I'm circling me right in the middle, wearing some sunglasses, some looks like blue sunglasses or something, and like a white um, jacket. That's me there in the middle. Um, but you'll notice that, like, most people associate summer with green and winter with everything dead and dry. But in California, where I grew up, the summer was dry and the winter was green. Here I go again on my own. Look that up. Yeah, I know. It's like, here I go again on my own. Some whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that song. Okay. Recall seeing me on the hood of a car. Yes. I don't think I have any of those pictures in here. But yes, I was a trophy queen and I did a calendar thing. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think Mabel was, on board back then. That's how long ago it was. Right. Well, this I recognize is Lake Mead, right? No, no, not Mead. What's the lake? But, on the other side, you got the Grand Canyon and the Colorado River, and there's um, why can't I think of the name? I'm gonna have to check here really quick. Uh, um, well, I'll just put the Glen. Is it called Glen Canyon? The dam, I think, is Glen Canyon Dam. But we'll open up. Okay, there's the Grand Canyon. There's Page, this lake. Okay, Glen Canyon National Recreate. Oh, Lake Powell. Okay, okay. Right. So this is where the dam is, and then it goes into the Colorado River, goes into the Grand Canyon. And so this is like a little turn off right here at this part of uh wait, let me put this so I can see the comments. Kisses. Okay, so but it's oh wow. That's a nice picture. That's if I do say so myself. That's nice. The clouds are perfect. You've got depth of field with the different layers of the mountains. You've got the blue of the lake. You've got the red and the green in the land. Sharp pebbles in the front. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice picture. Gorgeous. Yeah, thank you. And this is on Navajo land. They call these two they're not mesas. Are they mesas? They call them the mittens because I don't know. Let me move myself over here a minute. Reminds me of a childhood trip you took river rafting at. Okay, so you can see me here. So like if your hands were in mittens, you know, you've got your hands and then your thumbs. And so these towers, I'm gonna we're gonna come back over here to this and Navajo Mountain. Rainbow Bridge, Navajo, Utah. Monument Valley. Monument Valley. That's what it's called Monument Valley. This area right here. Monument Valley. And then Monument Valley. What buttes. They're calling them buttes here. And the famous steeply sloped mittens buttes can be viewed from the road or from overlook. So, okay, let me put that there. So these are the famous mittens. And I don't know if that was sunset or sunrise. I think it might have been sunset. And, all right. This is Virginia or West Virginia. Is it there's a famous Lincoln Bridge. I think it was like the first bridge of the like Tennessee Valley Authority TVA infrastructure, you know, to bring during the Depression to bring people out of the Depression. Um, I didn't know any of this until I was there, but I loved that on this riverside you had this large plaza with these all the geese are on these it's tiers of steps that can also be, you know, you got picnic or just use it as a seat. And so you could imagine a concert or something down on this plaza or play, any kind of performance. And then everybody's sitting on the different tiers. Wait, there's going to be an accident if I don't do this. There, go, kitty, kitty. The cats were playing with something, but they were by all the wires for my backup drive and for the computer and for the fan, so that something was sure to get knocked over. In fact, did a blue line just appear? That blue line wasn't there before. See. Anyway, let's look up. Lincoln Bridge, Michigan. No. Virginia. Arlington. No. Let me put West Virginia. There you go. Maybe there's a bridge, the Ohio, over the Ohio River. I don't know. back to the pictures. Let's just look at the picture. Nothing to show here. Ah, what happened? Come on. Was there? We were in slideshow 2. And we were here. Okay. This is the World War II memorial, kind of around near the base of the, wait, I need to, just a minute. I'll put that back down. Okay, there we go. Near the base of the Washington Memorial in Washington, D.C. And I don't know, all the stars represent X number of veterans that died. Here we mark the price of freedom. And my grandfather fought in World War II, so took a nice picture. This is, you can see the Washington Memorial kind of, off in a slant. This is what the drains are like on the mall. On the mall is in Washington, D.C. The area between the Washington Memorial and the Lincoln Memorial. The drains are like, and I thought, oh, that's cool. So I just tried to do something artsy, This was going from Washington, D.C. down toward like North Carolina and Georgia. And so it's some kind of Civil War. See, that's 1866, August 20 something, 1866. I can't read the name. Is he only age 10? But yeah, just a picture. Let's see, this person, and I thought this was really interesting, the way that you had, there's one that, one tombstone that's straight, and then they slant and slant and slant. I thought that was like really interesting when I took this picture. Somebody born June 8th, can't be 1750 or maybe it's 1790, and then they'd be 89 years old when they died, but they died in 1869, because I'm thinking that doesn't look like an 8 on their birth when they were born. Anyway, it's just more about the composition of the tombstones. I thought this was beautiful. To Elizabeth, our only daughter, with the roses carved in it. She must have been dearly loved, whoever she was. I love doing depth of field. Have you noticed that? So this is nice and sharp and clear tombstone, but you see all that green and that other marker in the background that are blurry. That's called depth of field in photography. I mean, look at the lichen. You can like see all the detail on the lichen and everything. Yeah, I love that. Again, this was all in a Civil War era historic park. And this is just some old cannons that have been just left there, but they're preserved and they're painted and everything by the park rangers, so that it'll carry on. Again, you see that depth of field going on. Now this is in Alabama, the George Washington Carver Museum. I always liked the story of him, learned about him in school and Peanuts. He was, all I knew was Peanuts, George Washington Carver Peanuts. But when, and I don't remember the name of this university. This is on the campus of a university. And I was with my son, Daniel. My son Daniel flew out to Washington, D.C., and then we drove all of this together. And he was maybe 13 or 14, something like that. Um, yeah, you remember the peanuts. Yeah, we learned that. And but he so basically once the slaves were free and they became sharecroppers, they needed to know about, I mean, so they just been, they wake up, they'd pick cotton, right? Or they'd prepare the soil and everything for cotton or whatever crops of the plantation that they were working on. But they didn't, necessarily know a lot of other aspects of farming, um, and scientific things because they weren't educated. So he um, set about making all these different pamphlets about all kinds of different vegetables and how to grow them and what time of year to grow them and things like this to help them as sharecroppers to be successful as freemen. And there were all kinds of in the souvenir shop there were like reprints of his writings, and one of his little booklets was about how to grow tomatoes. And my dad, being from North Carolina and living in Georgia, just loved tomatoes, and he always grew tomatoes and everything. So I bought him one of those booklets to give to him as a gift. And one of the things in the South, I don't know, Chalet, you can tell me if in Florida you guys ever eat this. I know you're from the Midwest, but just a tomato sandwich with bread, mayonnaise, tomatoes, maybe salt and pepper, but it might not even need that. If you got a really nice, ripe, juicy tomato, you don't even need salt and pepper, just mayonnaise and bread, a tomato sandwich. In fact, I just had that for dinner tonight. Because when I was at the grocery store, they actually had like some beefsteak tomatoes. And the cat's like back here again. Get out of here. Cannot be heard. This is murmur, murmur. Can you see it? Oh, the bacon's even better. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I just do a bacon sandwich. Here we go. Here we go. Say hello. Here we go. Say hello. It's kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Ma, what did you do? Boom. There he goes. Okay. Little bit of a cat intermission there. Meow. All right. What do we got next? Oh, okay. Close up of George Washington Carver there. Okay. Gulf Coast could be Mississippi or Louisiana. I mean, it might have been in Mississippi just before going to Louisiana. I'm thinking House on Stilts. Definitely Gulf Coast. Again, it's either Mississippi or Louisiana. But there were a lot of shrimp trawlers and stuff too. Must have really pushed that George Washington Carver stuff on us in school since we were the same age. Exactly. Harriet Tubman. I mean, it was like making sure that diversity. I mean, back then in the 60s, early 70s. Well, okay, 70s. In the 70s, they were we grew. I mean, what is all the social justice warriors and stuff think all this inclusivity and diversity is like a new thing, like they're didn't they have to fight for it. Can you see me? I should move this over a little bit. They have to fight for it. Yeah, we grew up with that. We grew up with the inclusivity and the diversity in school. I mean, sure, did we learn more about George Washington than George Washington Carver? Yeah, but they weren't, Black heroes and Black history was not, and this was before there was Black History Month. Obama brought it back. Yep. So this is New Orleans. Now we had this little book called like a travel pass. Not it's not a real passport, but the the United States National Park System. It's got to be what it is. National Park System has this passport thing. Here, we can do that. We can come here. Let's put U.S. National Parks passport. Boom. There it is. See, it's like this. It looks like this. Let's do even more images. Okay. And so they give you a guide with it that lists like every national park, and not all of them are like the Grand Canyon, like natural uh, environment parks. You know I would have never known about that Civil War park except it was in my son's passport book. So we went there, and then they have stamps. Every place has a stamp, and so you get all these passport stamps in your passport book, and it's like really cool. And so this one, oh, you watched Roots in school? Yeah, I remember Roots being on. I think it was on PBS, and it like went for months because it was like only one show, once a week, and so we had to wait every week for the next in the series. Anyway, you can see this is the New Orleans Jazz National Historic Park, and it was in New Orleans. And imagine being a park ranger and your job is to just play jazz music for all the tourists that come by. I mean, that's got to be a great job. What else we got here? I had to get a picture of a streetcar in New Orleans. Um, and the French Quarter. Got to get that iron work. Oh, there's my car, and that's my son Danny. God, I love that. That was an amazing car. It was a Chrysler Sebring convertible, as you can see. This is a famous cemetery because there's so much water in the land that the if you try to bury people in the dirt, they'll float up through the. I mean, it would take a while, but whatever. They would rise slowly, and so that's why they have to put everybody in crypts. But then, so like a family would get a crypt and put the body in there, and then like I don't know. There's a whole thing of after a year or 2 years, you do something with the bones or whatever. You've driven past it, yeah. And because the freeway is elevated as you're going around this cemetery or graveyard, and so you're like looking down on it from above. I mean, it's an incredible sight. And this is just some ironwork there in the cemetery. Now, this is in the panhandle of Texas, just outside of Amarillo. It's called the Cadillac. I think they call it the Cadillac Ranch, even though there's like a bordello called the Cadillac Ranch in Nevada, right? I think this art installment, somebody put all these. I think they're all 1957 Chevys, and they're all at this exact same degree angle. And people just keep doing new graffiti, all the time. So it's always something new. Creepy. Oh yeah, the cemetery ones are creepy. This one. Yeah, I know, doesn't it? It looks like it could be a movie poster for The Exorcist or something. But yeah, and so you actually it's in the middle of a field. You can see it from the highway, but to get a picture like this, you gotta walk a little ways to get there. This is Memphis. This is you see Sun Studio on the side. This is where Elvis recorded, and a lot of other famous. I think Johnny Cash and different. I mean, it's very historic, and they have a great little gift shop there in the front. And if you want to pay the money, you can record yourself singing in Sun Studio, and they'll give you the recording. You like that picture? You had I I like that picture. I had missed it. I was talking about the graves. Oh, the graves are creepy. This one. Yeah. I'm glad that I saw it the first time, and when I was with my friend Sherry driving by, we didn't stop. And then the second time I went through New Orleans with my son, Danny. And so I made a point to make sure I stopped. This was actually like 3 weeks before Hurricane Katrina hit. I mean, it wasn't long. It wasn't long at all. It couldn't have been 3 weeks. It must have been a little bit. When did Katrina? During a hurricane? Yeah. Okay. Hurricane. But is Hurricane Katrina? When was that? In August. Yeah. So, because I probably had Danny in July, I'm thinking. Oh, but it was late August. Okay, that makes sense. Because what I'm thinking is that I had to drive with Danny back to California, and then I had to drive from California to Ohio to see my friend Sherry in Ohio. And then one of her friends had an emergency and needed to get her son, an adult son, but needed to get her son down to Nashville from Columbus, Ohio to Nashville, to the Vanderbilt University or something, some big university that's in Nashville, where it was one of the only specialists. And so she could have hired an ambulance to take her son, because it wasn't, I mean, it was life threatening, but it wasn't like ICU IV type life threatening. And I'm like, look, I've got my car. You just pay the gas, and you don't need to pay me a dime more than that. Your son needs help. You need to get him there fast. I've got my Chrysler Sebring. Let's pile in the car. We'll be there in 4 hours or whatever, right? And so when I dropped them off at the hospital, and then she had her cousin or something that lived outside of Nashville in a trailer, and so I went to stay with her and her husband. And while I was in that trailer, Katrina was hitting, and they had this like big screen TV, the old school. Look at this. Look at this. Old big screen TV, like, let's say like the 80s. Yes, this. Like one of these, that had like the three lights in the bottom or whatever. I think it was like that. Here's another picture. One like that. That's the old school big screen TV. I don't know. It might not have been that old. It might have been a little bit more like this, but I don't think it wasn't. No, maybe like this. That's a 90s big screen TV. Okay. It was anyway. So we were watching Katrina hit and all the aftermath. I stayed there for like 4 or 5 days, and her husband was a roofer, and so he was going to go back. Um, he was going to go down there and try to help rebuild. Scroll up. I was talking about graves floating away. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That would be creepy. Yeah, but that's true. That's why they're all in crypts above the ground. Maybe that was poltergeist. Yeah, yeah. Whoops. Here we go. This one. Um, not quite that. Oh, the TV. Okay, yeah, the TVs. You had one of those big screen TVs. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, those were the days. um, okay, Sun Studio. So that's Sun Studio. And then this is the gate of Graceland because it was closed on the day that I was there. So at least I have a nice picture of the gate. The picture you just had up was really cool. You should make that into a poster print. This one? Sun Studio? No. This one? Make this one into a poster print. We'll call this the crosses. So you just say the crosses if you mean this one. Yes. Okay. No. Yes. No. No, Sun Studio. Yes, the crosses. Okay. We're in tune. We're in tune tonight. Do we have any other eyeballs? Just one eyeball. That's okay. We'll still have fun. This is the birthplace of President Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. The crosses, yeah. Um, so inside of this is like a log. There's a log cabin, and that log cabin is where Lincoln was born in Kentucky. I believe this was Kentucky. We did, yeah. Being in tune, yeah. Um, Lincoln birthplace, because everybody thinks of Lincoln as like Indiana or Illinois, but that's where he grew up. That was his childhood home. His actual birthplace was here. Let's look. Let's look. Uh, Birthplace Abraham Lincoln, Hodgenville, Kentucky. See, there it is. Google search right there, and then boom, there's my picture. And then, oh well, that's Cambodia. Um, so Kentucky, I also went to the burial site of like the grave site of Daniel Boone, not Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone. And there was also like horse not plantations. What do you call stables? What do you horse farms? But big like plantations for horses. I don't know what do you call it? I wonder. Let's put Kentucky horse farm, horse park. That's like a real. What is the most famous horse farm in Kentucky? Why are there so many horse farms in Kentucky? Okay, so they are horse farms. Oh, it's because it's on limestone, which is perfect for growing bluegrass, Kentucky bluegrass. Block Google. Let's see what. But yeah. There's pictures of horse farms. Iconic horse farm in Kentucky. So you're just driving past tons of them, and I stopped at one and I said hello to the people, and they were really nice and kind. I have no idea who they were. They said it was okay for me to take some pictures, and I did, and I apologize. Yeah, Abraham Lincoln. Oh no, wait, Abraham Lincoln or Daniel Boone fought for America to make all Americans free. Let's look up Daniel Boone. There's pictures of Daniel Boone. Of course, we all know the Fess Parker, Disney Fess Parker. Get him with that white hair. And died Oh, okay. He died in Missouri, but his place of burial is Frankfort Cemetery in Frankfort, Kentucky. So yeah, I went to Frankfort. I went through Frankfort, Kentucky. Uh, it's uh, uh, oh no, it's Davy. Isn't the theme song Davy Crockett? Did Daniel Boone have a? You know, he shot him a bear when he was only 3. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. I remember that. Did Daniel Boone have a theme song? Probably did. Okay. There's a Daniel Boone theme song. Okay. Okay. I bow. I bow to Chalet, and I don't want to play it because then I probably could get a copyright strike. By the way, yesterday there was no notifications or anything about any kind of language that we were using yesterday as we were speaking freely about everything. There was only one word, one term, and that was that elementary school that I didn't want to mention by name. Oh, you did it just from you just did it for me. What? You're gonna sing the theme song on one of your little shorts? Did you? No, you couldn't have done that. You tell me if you did, I'll look it up, but I can't believe that you made a short really quick. That you already did. What? What? Uh, um, 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 Used to be my playground. I love these are so cool. There. Blackbird fly, Maryland. I saw the Maryland inspired already and stuff. Holding out for a hero. I just watched Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. I haven't watched that one yet. I watched and then I caught up with it. Wait, I haven't seen Hurt So Bad. These are so cute. Okay. All right. Let me see what you're saying here. Long ago you did that song. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So this is in Cambodia. Judging by the pink color, this is a temple called Bante Srai or Bante Srai, which is Temple of the Women. And these carvings are called bas reliefs, and that's spelled BAS because it's French. And more temple. This was cute. I thought this was cute. That this would be nice as a poster. This is in Bangkok. This is a nightclub. So I was at the Bangkok International Film Festival, and every night there was a party somewhere, and one of the parties was here at this. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Big Bear Lake in California, I think. This is after I'd been to Cambodia the first time, and I went back and I had a Cambodian landlady, and she was renting all kinds of different rooms in her house out to different people. One of them was this Cambodian girl that had, come from Cambodia, and she was working in some kind of Chinese restaurant or something. And she had never seen snow, and there was snow. So me again, hey, come on, I got this great, convertible Chrysler Sebring. Jump in, we'll drive up to the snow. You can see snow for the first time. And so, yeah, that was that day. What a man, what a doer, what a dream, what a truer he was. Thailand. And most people, they get cremated. Oh yeah, so this would be called a stupa. And this little door here in the middle, you would put the bones in. But it's kind of a Chinese thing to have water in front of your door. So even if you're dead, you got to have water in front of your door. So this is probably a rich Thai Chinese family. Knowing the culture that I do now, this is in the Los Angeles area, and this is the Cambodian association church thing, like gathering place for Cambodians in Southern California somewhere. And they were having a potluck. There was a big garden party in the back of this house. This is in Cambodia. This is how you make sugarcane juice. So you take the sugarcane and you put it through these wheels, kind of like if you're making fresh pasta. And then she takes this big wheel that looks like on a ship, and she turns it and it grinds that sugarcane, and the juice comes out and collects in a bowl underneath. And then they put it in like a plastic bag and with a straw and give it to you to drink. It's really sweet and it's really good, and I love it. Capitol Records in Hollywood. Iconic. That bush is called creosote. I believe it's at the Nevada-Arizona border, if I recall where this was. There's two places this could have been. Either there, like when I went to visit a cousin of mine, or it could have been like going across Nevada, like on Highway 50. But it's definitely in the Great Basin somewhere. But my cousin lived on just south of the Hoover Dam, along the river, that's below the Hoover Dam. And so one side is Arizona, the other side is California. Yeah, but I thought that was nice. All those, instead of the desert, you don't have a Christmas tree, so you decorate the creosote bush. Oh, just a really nice shot of lichen. I don't remember where that was. But it looks to me like it might have been like Big Basin State Park where the redwoods are. But yeah, look at, oh, wow. That's great. I love that. Wow, that's a good picture. Oh, I think this is the San Joaquin Valley. Yes, I am pretty sure. Maybe stopping off of Highway 33 or thereabout. The Central Valley of California. So like you've got Modesto and Stockton and Fresno and all those cities, and the San Joaquin River from the Sierra Nevada. All the rivers coming out of the Sierra Nevada then join into south of the San Francisco Bay. North is different, but this would be south of the San Francisco Bay. That all of the rivers coming out of the Sierra Nevada feed into the San Joaquin River, which then goes north and south. It flows from the south to the north. And and all those all that and so there's still a lot of wetlands. um yeah, that's nice wetlands. Oh, this is grainy, but this is Dulles International Airport, which I think is in Washington D.C. It's the airport for Washington D.C. Dulles International Airport. And Alan Dulles is the guy that was working for the CIA, like that wanted to get rid of Fidel Castro, and had an assassination plan, and he showed it to Kennedy, and he said, "This is what we want to do." And Kennedy said no. Not to mention the Bay of Pigs. He was like, "Here's the Bay of Pigs." He's like, "No, no, 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 no," and then finally fired him or something. And but that exact plan that Dulles had for killing Castro is exactly how Kennedy's assassination, happened. It was like to the T, exactly the same plan. Interesting. But so I always think of all of that whenever but it was an amazing structure. I had never seen an airport that looked like that at that time. Oh, and the famous dinosaur Pee Wee Herman, right? Wasn't it Pee Wee Herman that had? But of course, it's been in lots of shows and stuff. Um, and it's in California on Highway 10, like near Palm Springs. Dinosaur Highway 10, just west of Palm Springs on Highway 10. There you go. Oh, look, it's been painted different colors sometimes and stuff. Interesting, but this is my picture of it. So there you go. Been there, done that. Whoa, the dogs are all barking again. I think someone's taking their dog for a walk. This is in Thailand. And these are like street dogs that were, well, they've got a collar on their neck, but this is like a bus stop or whatever. And the dogs are there. And the one thing that I thought was so amazing about Thailand is that there were all these dogs running around with nobody, and there's no dog poop anywhere. Nowhere. I never saw a single dog poop. But nobody was taking care of these. These dogs were just stray, just running around. Even if they had a home that they went back to at the end of the night or something, but there was nobody like walking the dogs. They were just running around. And there was never any dog poop. I am still amazed about that. I don't like Thailand. I like Cambodia, but I was amazed about that in Thailand. Ah, the foothills, the California foothills again. I remember stopping and taking some pictures near Bakersfield. But then I also remember taking some pictures like near Milpitas where I grew up. So I don't know, but I would think it's got to be one of the two. In fact, that might be near Newman, California. This is the fairy story. Not fairies like with like angels for flowers. I mean, a boat ferry. So you can see how wide that river is. We left from the other side of the river. This is getting so this ferry is just some like canoe type boats. Let me see if I can find you like fishing boat Cambodia. These kind of these little boats. All right, like so you can look at this. All right. And they were painted green too. You can't see them in my picture. But so imagine you take 4 of these boats. and line them up side by side, and then put planks of wood over them. All right. That is what here is. So these are the planks of wood over those boats. And you can see all this van is full of product. So it wasn't empty weight, it was full weight. And we already had like 2 cars, and then this white car would be number 3, and then this guy comes up just as we're getting ready to leave, and they let him on halfway. I mean, we start crossing the river, and you can see the water started. I mean, the boats were starting to sink, and the water, the people were in their cars waiting to get to the other side so they could drive off really fast, right? And I was like, this was the second or third river crossing that I did. So if it had been my first one, I would have been so freaked out for the rest of them. Makeshift, but it works. Exactly. Now they have bridges. So in fact, I rode my motorcycle along this route, and I stopped and I took a picture of this bridge where this bridge crosses the river. I took a picture, and so that I could like match it with this is where we crossed on the ferry. And the interesting thing is, when I went with Sra to his family in Takao province, and there was either a wedding or a funeral, but there was a big gathering, and of course nobody spoke English, only Sra, so he always had to interpret everything. And somehow I'm telling the story of this adventure, and one of the guests in a completely like 100 miles or more, I don't know how many kilometers. The whole country of Cambodia is like the size of Missouri. I know that. Anyway, one of the guests goes, "Yeah, I heard about that. It was so rare that this happened, that he had heard about that ferry crossing that I was on that almost sank." And so it was like big news. So it wasn't an everyday thing that this happened. Anyway, that was interesting. This is in Thailand. This is like the floating market that they all talk about. Blah, blah, blah. She doesn't look so happy, does she? That water looks so dirty, and there's little kids swimming in it and stuff. I've got some pictures of that. I don't know if they're in this. Pushing it. Yeah. Oh, you should have heard. They had that little, like a little outboard motor. So it's like, and it starts sinking there, go, and trying to get across the river. It was an adventure. Oh, a club, probably, I would say probably Thailand, but during the film festival, but it could be Cambodia. I really don't remember when we're, oh well. I'm trying to think, where's this one? This could be America, or it could be Cambodia. Pretty. The Hollywood sign. Gotta have a picture of the Hollywood sign. This is the house where I was living with the Cambodian landlady. So remember, I had the first landlady that was across the street, like behind, like I'm standing where the old grandma lady lived. And then like from her house, taking a picture of this house. And her land, so she was renting an apartment, but subletting a room to me. And her landlord, she had rent control, and her landlord was trying to kick her out so he could raise the rent, because he couldn't raise the rent on her because there was rent control. But if he could get her to leave, he could raise the rent on the next person, right? Scummy landlord person. So anyway, he put down the law that she couldn't rent the room to me anymore. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to find someplace else to live, because I wanted to stay with somebody Cambodian, because I had already been to Cambodia, and this was my year of living in California to kind of get everything sorted and until I could move back and I mean make that official move to Cambodia. And so I wanted to be immersed in the culture as much as I could. And so I found a Cambodian restaurant, and the restaurant owner found the little grandma for me. And so I was renting her room. So then I've got to find someplace new. And then she takes me by the hand, and she was like blind, like like she could see shadows, but she was mostly blind. She walks me across the street to this house, knocks on the door, and a lady my age opens the door, and and the grandma says to me, "You live here now." And I knew I was in. I was part of the community. You know what I mean? I didn't have to look for any place. They took care of me. You know, it's like so. So then I rented a room in this lady's house, and that's where the other girl was that I took to the snow. Route 66. This I think is in Tucumcari, New Mexico. Tucumcari, New Mexico. And then look at all this Route 66 stuff. The Blue Swallow, we stayed there. Um, yeah, all of this, the TP place. But let me see if yeah, there you go. There you go. It's in Tucumcari. All right. So some things I can't remember the detail, but there you go. Tucumcari. I think it is supposed to be like the fin of the Cadillacs, you know. You can see the little red tail light part there on it. A little bit. Okay. Now I mentioned this in another live before. The Big Texan, world famous for steaks. Free 72-ounce steak if you can like eat it in, I don't know, in less than an hour or something. So I've stopped there a couple of times, actually. You are entering Oklahoma on 66, historic Route 66. So you had the big freeway next to this, and this was a little side road next to the big highway. And this asphalt was like the original Route 66. And I don't know. I thought the way the clouds were, this is just a highway. I think it's like as you're leaving Oklahoma, do you go through Oklahoma and then into Missouri? Where's Arkansas, Missouri, St. Louis, Memphis? I was going to Memphis. So I would have been on this highway, on Highway 40. I would have been going on Highway 40 through Arkansas to Memphis. I had to be going that way. No, I couldn't have gone to Tulsa and then up and then back down again. No, I must have. Which is it? Little Rock. I totally don't even remember going through Little Rock. Maybe I went through at night. I mean, I remember going through Little Rock with the Minuteman caravan, but that's not this trip. This is I was driving on my own to go to Ohio to see Sherry. I don't know. I just like the way the road looks, so I pulled over and took a picture. The clouds are cool, yeah. Okay, so also in Memphis, right? Wasn't Martin Luther King Jr. killed in Memphis? And this is the famous, you know, you've all seen the picture where he's been shot and they're all pointing to, you know, across the road. Lots of conspiracy about that for sure. So they've got this kind of, they've parked these two old cars here, and so nobody could go to this area. Um, it's just closed off and historical. Now this is in Los Angeles. Gosh, I always forget the name of this club, but it's like a Rat Pack 1950s jazz club place. I mean, I remember exactly where it was. It's Los Angeles. Western Avenue, Hoover Street. What's the north south? Oh, there's Los Feliz. So that's Western. There's Santa Monica Boulevard. No. Like in here. Los Feliz. I think it might have been on Western. If it's not Western, you might have to go like one block over or something. And the American Film there. Yeah, see, there's the American Film Institute right there. Okay, there's a Baskin Robbins, Methodist Church. It was on this side of the street. Oops. McDonald's. I don't know, but it was in that area. So it's in that area. And like here's Sunset Boulevard. So it was kind of like between Sunset Boulevard and Los Feliz Boulevard. Could have been on Normandy. I don't think it's even there anymore. So it's like I could like look and there wouldn't it I would doubt it's there. But look back at that. They were so cool. Whoops. There. Andy in the house. Andy in the house. Wait, let me go like this. There. Can you see me over in the little corner? Yay, Andy in the house. Good morning. I randomly turned on the YouTube. Yeah. It's just a bonus. It's just a bonus. I'm not going to do them every night. But yeah, we're looking. And so this is a married couple and they're doing all the Rat Pack songs and stuff. And it's just great. It was so great. I saw Kiefer Sutherland in there once. Lots of stars would go hang out there. They had these, I wish I had like a picture of the whole place. And they had these like big booths, like red vinyl booths. Well, not red, maroon, and I don't know, one it'll come to me. In fact, there was at one time I put together a tour, like if I took Cambodians from Cambodia to Los Angeles, and then like, okay, you got to go to Pink's Hot Dog, you got to go to Philippe's French dip sandwich place, like and I had this club on that list. So if I ever look at some old documents or whatever, I might be able to, if I find that, then I'll have the name of this place. But yeah, that was part of my life when I was living in LA, was hanging out at places like this. Oh, this is I call these the donkey cups. And I'm so glad I have this picture because I think my aunt threw them away. But I grew up so there's my mom and her brother. She's one of 5 kids, and her brother, my Uncle Pat, was married to my Aunt Wynn. And so sometimes my mom had to work late or whatever. And so my Uncle Pat and Aunt Wynn would pick me up from daycare and take me to their house. And then my mom would just come by and pick me up there. And they had these glasses, and I don't know, they made me hot chocolate or whatever. It didn't matter what I was drinking out of them. I loved them. I absolutely loved these mugs. They're so 60s, 70s, they're so cool. We say retro now, but I mean, it was such a strong part of my childhood. So one day, we're over there for Thanksgiving or whatever. And so I arrange them like this and I take a picture of them. And, and yeah, I'll never see them again. I really, 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 I really wanted those. Like, they had a player piano. They have so many cool things. There's so many books. This is the aunt and uncle that would give me the National Geographic subscription every year, right? I mean, it was cool, and yeah, man, I miss those vintage, exactly. Oh, which pier is this? I think this might be Marina del Rey. This very well might be Marina. What nice composition. Rule of thirds. We've got the rule of thirds on the horizon. We've got this kind of coming in at this nice angle. We've got these little curly waves breaking as they come ashore. Yeah, that's just nice. I can't guarantee that this is Marina del Rey, but let's see if there's Marina del Rey here. You guys aren't the pier. This is this is like right next to Marina del Rey, but it's not the pier. Has nobody ever taken a picture of the pier? Okay. Maybe they put it. Maybe they call it Venice Pier. Okay. Oh, it's big and round on the end. Yeah. And does my picture look like it? Oh, yeah. See, it's that round part on the end. And then like 1, 2, 3, 4, you get all those little, where's the pier again? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. 100%. So it's called the Venice Pier, but it's at the end. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Andy. Yeah. You know it. Where's it again? There it is. You know it. Okay. Marina del Rey has a jetty. Well, yeah. But okay. The Venice Pier and the street that comes off of that, one side of the street is Marina del Rey, the other side of the street is Venice. Okay. And I lived in the Marina del Rey side. So because I was living in Marina del Rey, I always associate this pier with Marina del Rey. But technically, as we just discovered in our Google search, it's called the Venice Pier. Yes. And we did see the jetty. Well, in fact, this picture here, you can see, here's the pier. I don't know. Can you guys see my mouse? Because if you can see my screen, hopefully you can see my mouse. There's the pier, and then here's the jetty. So they're very close to each other. And so this section is, and is do we call it the Strand? I think we might have called this the Strand. And then you can see the Venice Canal here going through the middle. And but the road that comes from there, one side is Marina del Rey, and then the other side is Venice. Good times. What else have we got? And a fire hydrant. I have like an entire series of fire hydrants in different cities in America and in different countries. And I can tell by the language, the writing on this one, that it's in Thailand. I love to get like all the chips of paint and everything. I've got Chicago, New York. I got so many fire hydrant pictures, or I have in the past. I don't know. If this isn't too gruesome, this is in Cambodia at the killing fields. They're behind glass. They're you can see machete and stick. You know, like they would bash people's heads in sometimes, just in case anybody. This is the this is Thai. That's Thai writing, not Cambodian. That's Thai. So this must be on the island of Koh Chang. This is in Koh Kong, Cambodia. My first time I crossed the border into Cambodia. That's the sunrise, the morning sun on those monks, lighting them up. Look how clean it looks, even though it's like a dirt road. Well, I think there's maybe some asphalt under the dirt. And that's the market. That's right outside the guest house I was staying. I stayed one night at a guest house. That's a log cabin. For anyone who's never seen a log cabin, that's a log cabin. And that's in California, kind of the Big Bear Mountain area, somewhere up there. It's not at Big Bear, but that mountain range. And I think I took that with the my friend Danielle. And there was like a well too. There's a really nice picture of like a wishing well, you know, it's like a real well that was used with buckets to get water. Just close up of the workmanship of putting that together and how they chinked the logs, and that's the chimney. Oh, there's my Thunderbird Film Festival in lights on the marquee. Yeah, buddy, Cedar City Cinema, playing movies from the Thunderbird Film Festival that I founded back in 2001 for Southern Utah University. Even got permission from well, I didn't have to, because the university's mascot was the Thunderbird, right? So the football team, whatever, they were the Thunderbirds. So we were already using Thunderbird. We could use Thunderbird, but I still wanted to show respect to the Native Americans. So I went to the Paiute Nation tribe and actually asked their permission to use the Thunderbird, and they said yes, that it would be okay. Is this No, this isn't the original McDonald's. McDonald's, it does. It's named McDonald's. I guess it is, which is in San Bernardino. It's on Route 6. Well, it might not be on Route 66, but it was part of this San Bernardino original McDonald's. See? Oh, do they still have this? Does that look like it? I don't know. Well, hi, James. What's up? Or something? I don't know. I'd have to look. I'm live on YouTube right now, you know. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for thinking of me that you didn't want to call too late. And I appreciate. Okay, I will. Love you. Bye. Oh, and my friend Cecile left a voice message. Let's check.
Mariam, can you remember that guy who did your fountain? Was he an electrician too? Because I need an electrician.
She needs an electrician. Uh, he is in the Borai group there. Okay. Everyone's taken care of. Yeah, so oh, hi James. Yeah. I'll let him know that you said hello. So I don't know. This though was in some mountains, like some back backwood hillbilly area, and that was like a little country store, and this was painted on the side. So I thought it looked cool, and I took a picture of it. Like West Virginia or Pennsylvania or Virginia, or I don't remember where, but little podunk place, but it was cool. Oh, this has got to be one of those Minuteman rallies. So is this the state capital, Little Rock? Is it Atlanta? No, Atlanta would have had a bigger crowd. Is it Nashville? I don't think it's Phoenix. We were at the Phoenix Capitol. But there you go. That's part of the Minuteman rally. That's cool. I didn't realize I had a picture of that. Oh, and there's the Philippe French dip sandwiches. It's where the French dip sandwiches were originated from. And it's in Los Angeles, near downtown. It's in downtown Los Angeles. So good. Oh my goodness. So good. Redwood trees, not the best picture, but it's hard to get good pictures of the redwood trees. And you've seen some of the other pictures I've had. I don't know why I couldn't get this night. It's so hard to capture the majesty of redwood trees. Love a French dip. I know. Oh my God. Denny's had a French dip. And I worked at Denny's a lot, and Lyons restaurant too, so yeah, French dip sandwiches. But they're so much better. Oh my God, they are so amazing there, um, at Philippe's. Yeah, yummy. Oh, now you. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, this is kind of blurry of looking up, but whatever. This is in like Malibu. I believe it's at one of the Getty houses, not the Getty Museum. And maybe it's not Getty. Maybe it's who's the guy that was the art Frank Wright? Frank Lloyd Wright did all the architecture. I think that this house, well, you don't see the house in this picture. Um, but the house where this is at was a Frank Lloyd Wright house. And I don't know, this was a summer solstice or something like that, or a spring equinox. And so there was just this little spiritual gathering. Um, the stones set up like that in the four colors, that's actually Native American. There wasn't any one religion represented. It was just a spiritual gathering. And it turned out it was pretty cool. There was nothing untoward. Philippe's. Philippe's, yes, so good. Santa Cruz, yes. This is the lighthouse at Santa Cruz. That's a nice picture. That's a real nice picture. I like that. Santa Cruz, near sunset, with the lighting. It's not quite the golden. It's just the beginning, just at the beginning of the golden hour. for that lighting. That's nice. I love. So, sometimes I surprise myself. This is also at Santa Cruz. So obviously the attention there is being drawn, I think, toward the seagulls. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. That's good. Felipe's. I didn't say Philip, did I? Felipe. Now I don't remember how I was saying it, but I know I wasn't saying Phillips. What did I say? Felipe's? No. You're right. It's pronounced Felipe's. Sea lions again under the that same wharf there in Santa Cruz. Look at all those barnacles. Wow. I think this is actually up near San Francisco. I can see that it's tilted just a little bit. I would have, like, if I was gonna like make a poster, I would tilt it a little so that that horizon is straight. Um, but this is just south of the Golden Gate Bridge, um, at one of the beaches. Wow. Wow. That's nice. There's the Golden Gate Bridge from underneath it at the Fort, whatever, Fort Point, I believe. I grew up many times going there. Crabs at the fisherman's market. I hate seafood, kind of. Well, I like lobster, like red lobster or sizzler kind of lobster tail. But if you have to like pick out all the meat out, no, I'm not into all that. And like the smell of fisherman's market, no, I never liked that. I always had to like hold my breath. But makes for a good picture. Wow, that's cool. That's nice. That's soothing. I think I need to like make a picture of this like for wherever I'm gonna like worship, like set up like a little worship area and have a picture of this because I don't know, just looking at it right now, it is just so soothing. It's really nice. Used to love Gladstones at Sunset and PCH. Yes, I've been to Gladstones. For those who don't know it, Gladstones Malibu. There you go. Well, here's a nice overview so you can kind of see how it's set up. And like this is PCH is the Pacific Coast Highway. So there's the Pacific Coast Highway. And there's a parking lot over here. And um, of course, everybody wants to sit where they can overlook the beach and everything. It's pricey. It's pricey, but it's so it's definitely high end. Here's like one of the patios. There you go. There's some lobster. Yeah, that is kind of making me hungry. I already had my dinner. It's 10:30. I'm not eating anymore. Look at that. Gladstones. Nice. Um, so what other surprises do we have here? San Francisco. Wow. How I'm amazing myself. You know, in fact, I don't think this skyline exists anymore. Because look at how prominent the Transamerica building is. And I think there are buildings completely around the Transamerica building now where you can see Coit Tower at the very end. And if you can see my mouse, it's over here. Coit Tower, the Palace for Fine Arts. Is that what that's called? And this is the Transamerica building. You know, what's it? Palace of Fine Arts, San Francisco. It comes up. Yeah, there you go. Palace of Fine Arts. Where were we? Okay, studio. Just amazing. Wow. All you need is the fog. That's what we take pictures. Soon one day we can so one day we can marvel. Exactly. Exactly. Wow. Now this one I should make a poster. I'm so glad that I decided to like pull out this. I'm gonna copy this folder of photos onto this computer because right now we're using this off of my backup drive that I bought in 2006 when I left my apartment to go travel, and it's still working. 2006. It's like a terabyte or something, which was like huge back then. Fisherman's Wharf. Nice, nice. This is my grandmother's house. Every time I would go up and down the the stairs, I loved running my fingers around the circles, the swirls. I would go, like around from the inside, get to the end, and then go back around like the outside. I mean, I could spend hours just running my hand around the swirls this way and that way, back and forth around these swirls. I wish it was like a little bit clearer. This not like some of these pictures. I'm going, wow, this isn't a wow picture as far as quality of the picture, but like this being a part. This is like such a central part of my childhood. You know, your daughter's building is the second tallest in San Francisco. Really? Let's go back to that. Is it one of these? Or can you not see it? Second tallest building in San Francisco. What is that? This one? No. This is just showing a whole bunch. But you see, whatever this building is, these are just renderings. That's not really there. Is that really there? Yeah, that's really there. That is not in my picture, right? It is not in my picture. List of tallest buildings in San Francisco. Okay. Right now. Oh, that's called the Salesforce Tower. Oh, Transamerica is the second tallest. Built in 1972. You know what else is cool? You know why I love Dirty Harry? Because in Dirty Harry, there's a skyline and there's no Transamerica building. 1972, there was no Transamerica building. Now I've got the Transamerica building, but not the Salesforce building. Funny how things happen like that, yeah? Brown Square, one Salesforce is her building. Is that brown one? Wait, where'd that? Here's the list. Formerly, well, this says Salesforce, but it's the tallest building. Oh no, it's the second tallest building in California. It's the tallest building in San Francisco. Is that what you said? You said second tallest in San Francisco. It's actually the second tallest in the state of California. Very nice. But it's not in my picture. Where were we? This is on the other side of the San Francisco Bridge. It's an old bunker that's still there from like World War II. You can see the foggy mist. I love the fog. This is also probably over there somewhere at some beach on opposite, on the opposite side. Because I was with the notice the rocks. I was on a trip with the geology club from Southern Utah University. We drove all the way out from we went across Nevada, which is why I was thinking that creosote tree, that creosote bush with the Christmas decorations might have been on Highway 50, cutting across. Yeah, and then we went to like around Virginia City area and went over the Sierra Nevada and went to and then because we were looking at the fault, because they were geologists, it was a geology field trip, and the geology students, they needed to see like the San Andreas fault at Point Reyes or something, I think, whatever, something like that. Oh, there we've got the fog. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I like this one. She's the manager of a whole empty building. Sorry, Andy, but that could be true. I hope she doesn't have to step in any poop on her way into work, right? Or I don't know if she lives there or if she works there. Oh, you're saying, yeah. Okay, you're laughing at yourself. For some reason, I thought Chalet said it. She's a manager of a whole empty building. Wow. That's a big responsibility. That's got to be, who wants to work through all that poop? They got to clean up the homeless situation. Well, no, the drug problem, the homeless/drug problem that's going on. It's, it was such a beautiful city. But I don't know, there's something's got to give, right? But yeah, the fog. I love the fog. Oh, more fog. That's again on. It's not Marin, but it's that side. You can see some California poppies here in the front of the picture. This is Marin County. What's the name of this little so this labyrinth is, and that's San Quentin in the background. That's San Quentin. Not Telluride. What's the name of that little? Okay, we got to look here again. Go back out. Temecula? No. What is that? Where it went too far? No, Pismo. Okay, we're not there yet. Monterey Bay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. San Rafael, Mill Valley. It's a Tiburon. That's where it is, Tiburon. Except, okay, I was there to meet like the director of the Tiburon Film Festival or something. I don't know. Or they told me about it. And so obviously you can see San Quentin across the bay. And so there's maybe this upper field. It's got to be that. Stone Care. Is there pictures? I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, there's San Quentin, and it's somewhere over here. Oh, look at those lily pads. Where was that? I think this is at that Frank Lloyd Wright house again. The light is just perfect. Oh, that's the last one. Alrighty. So next time I need I'll try to maybe get you guys the pictures of my travels around Europe and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, I hope you guys had fun. And I don't know who else popped in, but you're certainly welcome. And maybe hit the like button on your way out. And if you haven't subscribed, do that, Uh, and we'll see. Yeah, maybe photo tours. I mean, I could spend years doing photo tours, right? Oh goodness. So thanks. That was fun. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining. Uh, I don't get that often to get out these pictures and share them. Uh, I was looking on the drive, and there's actually a whole folder of photos, um, the old black and white photos of my grandmother. Here, I'll show you one of them. Let's see. I'll find it and then I'll share. Let's see. So, no, I think it was in photos, and in family, and in Gurmy. No. Here we go. So, let me share my screen again. And then I'll go, yeah, just entire screen. So we'll come here. So let me close that one. That's my grandmother and her dog. She tells the story. Not Buster. Was it Buster? Buster's something like that. And she was older than this, but she was still a young girl. And her brothers and sisters and friends, whatever, they wanted to go swimming, and she told her dog to stay. For some reason, they didn't want the dog tagging along. So the dog stayed. And when they came back from swimming, the dog had died right where it had stayed waiting for her. And it broke her heart, and she never forgot it. And I think this is that dog. And then you got this picture. So the one in the green must be my grandmother, I think. Because who was old? Was my Aunt Dorothy the old one, or I think the pink one is my grandmother. And the one in the green is my great Aunt Dorothy. Just called her Aunt Dorothy. It's her school picture. She's right here in the front, I think. I think this one is her. Right in the front. But yeah, so I discovered those. So we could look at old photographs and see what we could think about them and stuff as well. And like I said, I could do like one night just Scotland, and one night just London, and one night just Amsterdam, and one night just Ireland, or like one Dublin and one Belfast. And I could do Cambodia. I could do like different aspects of Cambodia, because I could do. So yeah, maybe one night a week we should do a photo tour for anyone who wants to join. And maybe that would be my thing. I don't know. Who knows? Stumble across something accidentally. So good night, and have a good day. Andy, I hope you got to, if you're busy working, I hope you got to at least see some of the pictures, and tell your daughter we said hi, and I'll tell James you guys said hi. And yeah, so God bless you guys. Love and peace. And until next time, so karaoke, next time is karaoke. Friday night for you, Saturday morning for me. Bye.